Hey everyone, we are live for the Wednesday Wake Up with the Teach Better team. We are so excited to be here on this beautiful Wednesday morning, May 17th, if you can believe it. We have a ton of updates to share, as well as some options for you about what we can discuss. So make sure you're in the comments, sharing your thoughts. If you're listening to this after the fact, we're going to tease you with some ideas, and then our comments are going to head in a direction for us. But remember, we're always here to help. So if something comes up that you want to discuss further in the show, please feel free to reach out. I am live with the one and only Brad Hughes, so you know it's going to be a good show. We'll be right back. Good morning, everyone. We are live for the Wednesday Wake Up, and Brad Hughes is in the house. Brad, how are you?
Good morning, Ray. I'm doing really well. Happy Wednesday, May the 17th.
I know.
2023. Where is the time going? My goodness.
I know. You said 23, and I was like, is that the right year?
I don't know. Sometimes at this early morning, I'm not sure what year it is, let alone what time it is, but it is 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Ray Hughart, you're up at 6 Central to greet and to welcome our Teach Better team and family into their Wednesday. Looking forward to a great end of the week ahead.
I love it. No, I'm excited to be here. And Brad, you and I were not able to be live together on Sunday, so I'm thrilled that we get to be live today together. Shout out to all of you that are up early in the morning and making Wednesday Wake Up a part of your routine. Brad, this is like one of our last shows. Is this our last show? Wednesday Wake Up's going away at the end of May. This might be our second to last.
Yeah, I prefer to have it sort of fade away, Ray. I'm kind of in denial about the end of the Wednesday Wake Up, and our Teach Better lives are really important to me and to the community. So I'd rather have it fade away than just sort of have a kind of a crash ending. But I don't know. I'm just in denial that it's coming to an end. You know, with May coming to an end, and that means that the school year is coming to an end to many of our family members in their districts.
Yeah, you know, it's bittersweet because we always end our live streams. Like, we do live streams throughout the school year, and then we end them sometime at the end of May, typically. And then we take June and July, and I know you are going to be essential in this summer. We take June and July and like completely rechange and refilter how we want to reach our community with live streams. And then we relaunch in August. So don't worry, we're coming back. Like, this will not be the end. But it doesn't mean we're not live over the summer, Brad. We're going to be live a lot over the summer.
On the contrary, those Teach Better pop-up lives in the summer, full of surprise and opportunity for folks that are tuning in. And it's wonderful. Summer is a great chance for all of us in education to renew, both on the personal and the professional front as well.
Yeah, what I love is, like, we'll be hearing from people, whether it be in the comments right now or direct messages, and then we'll like create things in the moment for the summer. So I know last summer, an educator reached out to us and they were like, hey, I really haven't had time to look into blank, insert idea here.
Right.
And we were like, oh, we could do a live stream series that would, you know, maybe we'll run it like Monday through Thursday of a random week, and we could get you some information on that. So if any of you have ideas of what you'd love live streams to look like, I know a lot of your schedules change over the summer, and some of us really appropriately choose to disconnect a lot over the summer. But if you're setting goals this summer and you want to learn about something and there's an idea you have, we'd love to create a live stream or a Teach Better Academy course to get you going. We'll be live plenty this summer, but shows will relaunch in August. I don't know what they are, but Brad, hopefully you have the answer to that.
I have, I don't know if I have the answer, Ray, but I have some ideas that are percolating to keep our community together, informed, and inspired, and maybe meet some new friends and welcome new members into our Teach Better family as well.
It's funny, we've done a lot of different live streams throughout my time in the Teach Better community, and it's been everything from like, we don't go live at all, to then we go live after like a Twitter chat, to then we go live only on Sundays. Then we did live Monday through Friday, the entire school year. That was the daily drop-in. Now this year we go live once in the middle of the week and once on the weekend. Like, I'm interested in hearing from our community, whether it be now or they can email us later. But like, what would serve you? Because we love being live, but it's really about like being live when you need it. And for some of you, it's like in the morning, like this, drinking coffee, getting ready. And for others, it's no, I really want to be able to like put my feet up and watch. I don't know. It's different.
We try to be a little bit of something for everyone, don't we, Ray? I mean, we
Yeah.
want to make sure that we're greeting everyone with a smile and to share some positive vibes. We want to make sure that we're staying connected with everyone, what's going on the home front as well as on the school front, and hopefully leaving educators just feeling a little bit better about the day whenever they choose to tune in, whether it's a Sunday night to get ready for the week ahead, or maybe it's a Wednesday morning like this morning to look positively towards our Wednesday and the end of the week. But someone new to learn from, something new to think about, or maybe just small shifts in perspective are what keeps us growing as well. So that, to me, that's an important part of our lives.
Yeah. So keep in mind, friends, we love to hear from you. We always joke that like nothing happens with the Teach Better team unless our community is advocating for it. So keep it in mind. Let us know. Brad, hopefully we'll have all the answers and figure out what our live streams look like in August. It'll be great.
I sure will. I'll just I'll refer to my encyclopedia of answers, which I keep at the ready at all times. It just has all of the answers for everything that you might want to know.
Don't we all wish we had that as teachers? Like struggling with a student that's resistant or struggling with a learner that is trying their best, but you haven't found that right solution, or, working with a difficult colleague. Don't you wish there were just like a book you could flip the page over and be like, oh, this is how you appropriately solve it?
I think as educators and as human beings, we're always searching for the answer, especially when the answer is going to relieve stress or frustration for ourselves or for the kids that we serve. And I think we have to remember, Ray, that there is a spectrum, a range of possible solutions to any one problem. And we need to give ourselves permission to try one and then the other, and hopefully persist without getting just sort of worn out or burnt out, especially when times are tough. So no, I wish I had that answer book, but I want to reassure everyone watching and listening that you do have the capacity to do hard things and to solve hard problems. Maybe not on your own, but maybe by involving a colleague or a family member or any one of us on the Teach Better team. We'd be happy to dig in with you.
So fun. I want to say good morning to Brianne, Julie, Janelle, Jamie. They're all jumping in. I will tell you, spoiler alert, we'll be asking you for some answers coming up here. We have about 3 different topics that we are looking at exploring during our discussion, and we will be challenging you guys to choose it for us. So stick near your computer or your phone, however you're watching and listening to us, and we'll give you a heads up of when voting will be necessary. I'm guessing in about 5-ish minutes. Before we start that, Brad, how are you? How was your weekend? How's life?
Life is really good. I love the month of May, Ray, as weather changes and sunshine becomes more prevalent, warmer temperatures, and this morning in Southern Ontario, we've got a dip of the cool as well. So it's a refreshing morning around the freezing mark this morning here in Ontario, and it's a lovely morning. I'm doing and feeling really good. Of course, excited to connect with you on Wednesday Wake Up. I love our live shows, and family is doing well. We were at the movies last night, and the past weekend was a really good one. We have an RV that we keep seasonally on Lake Huron, so it was opening weekend for us at our trailer. So beautiful time to be getting things ready and anticipating a lot of beach time and beautiful walks and seeing some great sights and maybe having some delicious food at some lovely restaurants along the Lake Huron coastline.
Oh, so fun. I do love May for that reason. The ability to move into summer mode without fully being there. You kind of get a taste of great weather or a taste of the crisp spring or winter that we left behind, kind of heading into, I know so many of our educators have everywhere from like a week left of school to 6 weeks left of school. That's kind of how our community wraps up May and June. But I think people begin to start evolving into appreciating sunshine, warmth, being outside. I think that's such a wonderful mindset.
This is a big weekend coming up in the Formula One racing schedule too, Ray. So we're big F1 fans here. So we've got an Italian Grand Prix at Imola. So it's a triple header, 3 weekends in a row coming up of F1 racing. So that keeps us busy on the weekends, enjoying the practice sessions and the qualifying, and then tuning in for the race on a Sunday.
Ugh, how fun. That's so wonderful.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people celebrated Mother's Day this past
that's right.
weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. Also, shout out, Brad, shout out to the amazing people, educators in our community or children of our community here who celebrated graduations recently. There's been a lot of graduation celebrations, one of which was on the Teach Better team. Shout out to Rachel, who graduated from Illinois State University with
Amazing.
a oh my God, speech pathologist
Hmm.
degree. Is that, yeah?
Yeah, that sounds right.
But gosh, like amazing celebrations. And again, not in a negative, but like forced family time, like opportune family time.
It's incredible because when you see people reflecting on and celebrating those graduations, you see the pride. You see the pride of parents and caregivers in their children who are reaching their goals, and you also see the influence and the impact of so many caring adults in a kid's life from the moment they step into a school building when they're 3 or 4 years old to the moment they leave in high school and maybe move on to college, university, and those university graduations as well are huge. And as Janelle is saying here in our comments, it's all about celebrating the accomplishments of those that are closest to us. And also, if you're celebrating, we're taking time to reflect on the impact and the influence that significant adults have made in the life of a kid.
So wonderful. I love the opportunity to celebrate any opportunity to celebrate. I do have a rule though, Brad, and this
Yep.
is maybe not a rule that everybody can, you can't always do it in the moment, but you can like save it for later. I think nothing is celebrated if there's no cheers. And you can cheers with water or soda. Like I'm
Yep.
not saying it has to be an alcoholic beverage, but the act of like a cheers, I think has to be like a part of the celebration. That's a big thing in my world for some reason.
I think you're right. It's those moments of intention where you're bringing, whether it's 2 or 20 people around and saying just that moment of let's recognize who we are and where we are in this moment. We're fortunate to be together, and let's cheers. And what are you celebrating, Ray? What's cheers worthy in your part of the world?
Oh my God, Brad. I'm really trying to work on seeing that there are always moments for cheers. Anything from getting some personal time with a friend yesterday that I haven't gotten to catch up with in
Yeah.
ages, to Matt, who's in out of town. He's in New York right now. His division just won an award.
Oh,
So I'm excited for him to arrive back and be able to cheers this, really big. He sent me a picture of this big award they won. I don't know what they won it for. I don't understand what he does. I think Matt secretly works for like the CIA or something. But there's this big glass something that he was very excited about. He got to go on stage and speak. And I'm like, okay, we're gonna do a cheers for that. So very excited to celebrate whatever that was.
when you said that you weren't really sure what Matt does or did, it reminds me of Chandler from Friends, who over 10 seasons, no one really knows what his job is. I'm not sure
No.
if he's an actuary or he pushing papers and numbers around, but maybe that Matt is like is like your Chandler.
Yeah, I would
You
love
never know what he does, but you're super proud that he does it.
Yes, I would love for somebody to like dumb down a way to describe what Matt does. He has tried time and time and time again to explain it to me. It's not that I'm stupid. It's that it's something so far away from the typical jobs we think of. And it's in an industry that I know absolutely nothing about. So it's really hard to understand concepts you have zero background knowledge
Yeah.
of. And no shame on him, but he only has one way of describing it. So it's kind of like that educator struggle where you're trying to help a student understand something, you explain it, and then they don't understand it. And you have to, as the educator, which was always something I love, find a new way to teach something that maybe wasn't your normal way of introducing that concept. And Matt needs to work on that skill. So if somebody here could interview Matt, figure out what he does, and then explain it to me, I'd really appreciate the help. I don't know.
I'll jot that down. I'll reach out to Matt and maybe I love that you were able to connect our education focus to that, Ray, too. Is we're continuing to strive to understand ourselves before we communicate understanding to others, and it's also something that sometimes we're okay. We can just leave it alone. Like if you're okay and secure in the fact that you don't understand what he does, but you love and support what he does, and you're proud of their accomplishments. just sort of dropping the rope on that kind of stuff can be really helpful too. You don't have to persist. You just leave it alone.
I would love to leave it alone, Brad, but what if he's actually like an axe murderer or like I feel like I should kind of understand what he does.
Yeah, let's just walk that back a little bit, because I really liked Secret Agent. I mean, I think Secret Agent is much more palatable than, say.
Yeah, there's this new show on Amazon. Is it Amazon Prime? Somebody tell me in the comments, but it's called Citadel. It's it's like they're not in the CIA, they're not in the FBI, they're like this universal. Maybe we'll say he works for that, because that's like very secretive and also very, they try and save the world,
Right. There's another possibility we're not exploring, and that is that Matt is from the future. So Matt's from the future, and he is on not only a secret mission, on Earth, but he's on a secret intergalactic mission. He can't reveal all that he knows because he's from the future. If he did that, he would break the timeline, and then Ray, of course, as you know, the circumstances would be dire. So maybe we can say Matt's from the future, and he's fulfilling his purpose, and we're along for the ride to see what adventures we're all in store for.
Can I say one more option, Brad?
Oh, yeah.
The last option, I think, is that he has a really boring job. It's either one of those things, right? Our jobs are way cooler. But let's jump into what we want our community to share their viewpoints on, and then hopefully one of them can also tell me what Matt does, because it's only been 2 years and I still don't know. But what he tells people, I'm a teacher, and I'm like, yeah, that's an easy one. Like I made it so easy for him. Anyway, all right, here's what we need for you, community here. So come over to the comment section if you're listening on your phone or on your computer. We need you over here. You're going to vote A, B, or C in what you want Brad and I to discuss. Brad and I have so many different ideas and things that we wanted to highlight, but the reality is that this show really isn't for us exclusively, although we really enjoy it. We want to make sure that you get some inspiration, some excitement, and some thoughtful ideas on how we can be better each and every day. So we'd love to have your vote in here. So here's kind of the goals that we were thinking. You just need to vote A, B, and C. A would be discussing potential goal setting for the summer. As an educator, how do you want to use your summer to the fullest potential? That would be option A. Option B is discussing a little bit about like picking your battles. Like, what are some things that you really want to focus on? Maybe the things are going on around you, and what are some things that we need to choose to let go of? How do you pick your battles in a situation? That would be B. And C is ideas for the end of the year, kind of wrapping up your year. Many of you might have a week left or 6 weeks left. So that's what we're thinking. So we either want to hear about A, B, or C. You can only choose one in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Again, A, goal setting for the summer. How do you not overwhelm the goals that you have, but also ensuring that you give yourself some time and space to relax? B would be picking your battles. And then C would be ideas for the end of the year. So we're going to wait a few seconds. There is a delay with our live. You're choosing A, B, or C, and then we'll head in that direction. Brad, do you have anything exciting going on today as people are like kind of submitting their votes? Anything that you're looking forward to in your Wednesday today?
I'm just looking forward to sharing a Wednesday with family, friends, colleagues, and just looking forward to staying connected with our Teach Better friends who are in the comments, helping them make their week really special. And what's your Wednesday got in store for you?
I was just looking at my schedule. I have a meeting with Jeff, but I'm pretty sure Jeff is out of town. So I got to figure that out. But honestly, everything on my to-do list is preparation for our community over the summer. And I really love being able to do that work. I really enjoy being able to program and plan how we can support our community. So it's great. All right. So we have some votes. It looks pretty even, which is not great. What do you think, Brad? What do we do? It's a lot of A's and B's, which is good. Brad and I specifically didn't honestly want to talk about C. So thanks for reading our mind.
We're okay with that.
We were not unwilling, Brad. We're not unwilling to discuss ideas for the end of the year. We just we're as passionate about that one.
There is a slight edge to A, jumping into some goal setting for the summer. So we can start the conversation there.
I like that. Let's start there. We're going to transition here in just a second. We'll be right back for our teachable moment. we are back for our Wednesday Wake Up Morning Show with the Teach Better team, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. Also becoming a bonus episode of Teach Better Talk podcast. We appreciate all of you who listen to our podcast. Please feel free to rate, review, and subscribe to that podcast. We do a ton of work there and always appreciate your viewership. Brad, we are headed into our teachable moment, and our community wanted us to begin the conversation about appropriate goal setting over the summer. This was something that I was experiencing myself personally yesterday. So I'd love to hear your initial thoughts starting out. How do you appropriately set goals for yourself over the summer, knowing that you want to also add in those moments of relaxation, those moments of reflection, maybe those moments of learning, but also those moments with family? Like, the summer has so many things, I feel as though educators strive to include in it.
For me, I'm becoming more and more convinced, Ray, that the rest and the opportunity to connect with loved ones and the people, places, and things that bring us joy is the key priority, the key foundation for that cycle of renewal that summer offers to many educators, especially as you're coming off the end of the school year, when there are so many tasks and priorities competing for our time and attention. And during the school year, it is really, really challenging. And we've heard from many Teach Better family members about this year in particular, very, very challenging to balance or even prioritize time for oneself, let alone time for loved ones, and time for the things that really, I saw it recently, the things that make you not need to check your phone. So if you can find things in your life where the phone is away and you sort of lose track of time, some people call it their flow. If you can find your flow, I really think that summer planning, if you have the opportunity to do this, is really founded on finding those things and those people and those activities that really restore you. It could be a little bit of extra sleep. It could be activities around the home or in your city or neighborhood that bring you joy. It could be an opportunity to phone a friend or meet up for a coffee or tea or a loved one that you haven't seen for a while. That restoration is key, especially in educators' lives. Many of us do have a gift of time over the summer to restore, and that restoration, I hope, will give us the energy that when it comes time to shift attention back to meeting the needs of the kids and communities that we serve come August or September, that restoration has been really helpful in that.
Yeah. No, I think that's so important and valuable. You know, it's interesting. I think there's two different types of educators. One is a crew that really plans their summer minute by minute or day by day and make sure that they have everything fitting in the time frame that they have accessible to them. And the other is someone who's like, I'm not setting any goals. I'm going to relax like crazy. And I think I would love to encourage our community, with all the strategies that you've shared, to find some sort of middle ground to extreme relaxation and extreme over planning. Like, I want there to be an appropriate ebb and flow to true calmness, finding true relaxation, and then also encouraging our brains to do some thinking to encourage us to be a little bit better today than we were yesterday and a little bit better tomorrow than we were today. And I don't think that means you need to do a intensive 12-week course. I'm just talking about very, very, very small things to incorporate into our world so that we can allow ourselves to continue to be just a little bit better. Brad, I was getting coffee yesterday. It turned out to be a very long coffee, but yeah. I got coffee yesterday with somebody I went to high school with. So we went to high school together. We went to college together. We kind of grew up in, certain phases of our lives together. And then we're kind of friends right now where we don't talk all year, and then we get together and we pick up right where we left off. Right? Do you have those friends?
For sure.
Yes. And I think that those are the best friends, because I love being able to kind of step away and come back and still have that rapport. And she's telling me about these big, grandiose ideas, this incredible work she's passionate about doing now. And I wanted to just celebrate her and applaud her. The reality is that every single time I talk to her, she has these big, grandiose ideas. And every time recently, so maybe over the last 2, 3, 4 years,
Mhm.
I love celebrating it, but I'm not open-minded to really taking on any suggestions she has. I kind of feel like I'm at full capacity of the work being done in my world, of what I can handle. And so while I can celebrate her, I don't need, like, I can't have her like contribute to the work I'm doing because I'm kind of overwhelmed and at the point that I need to. Yesterday, she was brainstorming all these beautiful, grandiose ideas she has for the Teach Better team. And I was like, wow, I'm so excited to be able to pick your mind. I'm finally in a place, for whatever reason, where I'm open minded to your suggestions. I feel as though that's an appropriate step to take. And I have capacity to listen and learn with you. And I want to challenge our community over the summer to maybe not even start by finding out what you want to learn about, but finding out your capacity for learning. Because I think sometimes, and I don't mean this in a negative way, Brad, maybe it's just me, but like sometimes I really wish I could learn, but I really just don't have the capacity. And I think that that's okay. There's different types of things to learn when that's the case. What are your thoughts on that?
It reminds me of a course that I took recently from Mel Robbins. Mel Robbins, author and podcaster and efficiency and relationship expert. And part of the activity, Ray, was just that reflection that you're talking about. It's a free course that Mel Robbins offers. If you go to her website or and I can't remember the name of the course, but it was over 3 days. And one of the activities involved the visual of the fuel gauge from empty to full, and it was really exhaustive, actually, taking a look at all of the different aspects of your personal and professional life and asking the participant to reflect on where he or she was between empty and full. uh, Full meaning I've got no further capacity for this, and empty meaning I've got lots of room. But I think that's huge and potentially incredibly impactful advice. This is an opportunity for you to take stock and to take store of where you are at personally in all of those aspects of your life, especially the ones that you want to continue to grow the richness. I think that if we dig into the busyness of life as educators, there are many things that we wish we were doing differently, or there are many people that we wish we were connecting with more regularly, like your high school friend. Maybe now is an opportunity to catch our breath and to really assess our capacity, and to really assess what our personal goals are for ourselves, our loved ones, and the people that we serve. And what I'm discovering is that, by being more and more attuned to what we really need, it's a wonderful antidote to what we usually do, which is to serve everyone else and make everyone else's priorities our priority. So this is an opportunity for you to invest in yourself.
So, Brad, you and I get to meet with lots of different educators on a consistent basis. And I mean this in a loving way, but I find that educators limit themselves and become a little ignorant on the ways that they can learn. And I really truly don't mean that in a negative way. I think this is just something that educators are not exposed to, that we need reminders of. We have 1,000 things going on. This would not be one that I would say, oh, make sure you keep this in your brain, because we're happy to bring it to you whenever you need it. But there are so many different ways to be a learner this summer, depending on your capacity. And I just thought, Brad, maybe we could brainstorm some of those outlets that you may not be thinking of, because the hope would be that we can brainstorm a few ideas and people can say, oh, of course, I didn't even think about the fact that I could set a goal to read a blog once a week. Like, that's a great goal for me. You have so many things to worry about. So I thought that we maybe could introduce some ways that you and I and maybe the Teach Better team offer learning opportunities that, depending on your capacity, might be the right fit or might not be the right fit this summer. And I think that's okay too.
Of course.
So one is obviously the blog. I don't know about you, Brad, but I am a fan of going to teachbetter.com/blogs and reading the recent blogs. I personally just put on like speak mode and my phone reads it to me. I like that. But I know a lot of people read them. I'm not sure how often people are able to do that, but that seems like a how do you phrase this? Low capacity, when you don't have a lot of space. That could be something that you explore. Yep. See, that's our blog right there. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. But yeah, so what I like is like you could set a goal once a week to read a blog. Every week we publish numerous blogs. And honestly, those blogs go back to 2017, I think, or 2016, we were publishing blogs. So like you'll never run out of content. And that could be a small goal. Another goal, Brad, is obviously with our podcast network. I know you can actually click over to that if you want to highlight our podcast network too. Our podcast network is full of educators putting out content on a variety of topics. And depending on what type of capacity you have, you could set a goal of like randomly listening to a podcast episode. Sometimes that's my vibe. Sometimes it depending on the podcast, like you have to find how serious you want the podcast to be or what topic, but there is endless topics, host styles, and types of podcasts that you could look into. And all of these have numerous episodes. So maybe you try one episode from a different, podcaster every week. I don't know. That could be interesting. Some other things that I'd love to throw out there is like masterminds. Like there's a lot of groups that just like to discuss ideas. I think that could be something that you could explore. I know there's a lot of educational books out there. You could set a goal to read a specific book. There's so many different types of books. You guys already know this, but in education, I like to phrase it as like books where you write your notes and highlight and use Post-its. And then there's like beach books where you may still be consuming, but you're not necessarily taking copious notes depending on the type of reader or enjoyment you like there. That could be a good summer plan. Brad, I know so many of our educators take advantage of our academy. We have free and full courses over in the academy. That to me is somebody who like has a lot of space left, like a lot of space in their capacity level. They're like on empty, right? They're looking to fill it up. A course is a more intensive opportunity, but I think it still could be a wonderful option for educators looking to learn about a specific topic. And Brad, I know it's silly, but the Teach Better Talk podcast was launched in, I don't know, 2017, 2018. And we've put out episodes consistently in various like forms since that point. So I also wonder if there's an element here to celebrate the fact that you could just go listen to podcast episodes of Teach Better Talk and see what you find there too. I just think there's so many different kind of like routes to go. What are your thoughts on that, Brad?
I think one of the things that makes I was thinking about our bloggers, both our guest bloggers and our team bloggers, and the opportunity in one spot to connect with educators literally from all corners of the globe, fulfilling incredible and varied roles in education, is a wonderful professional learning and a professional restoration opportunity. The other thing that I love about all of those different voices is that pick one writer, pick one voice, and you're just scratching the surface about what they have to offer. Frequently, our writers, bloggers, podcasters, and other content providers have additional resources waiting behind the scenes at their own website, or if they're working as part of a district or a team. There's incredible resources, and it just has to do with what your time and interest has to dig in. But we do try to make sure that no matter where you click on our teachbetter.com website, there's value added for you. And it's respectful of your time and priorities. And it's also respectful of you as an individual educator that knows where and how you want to learn. And that we're offering just a little bit of something for everyone that respects your professionalism and respects that you're excited to learn and grow as an educator too.
Can I just say, Brad, if there's an educator listening who has like no capacity, because I have been there and I find myself there more frequently than I'd like to admit, because I think we carry this mindset of like, let's always be learners. And the reality is like, there's a harsh reality in my life that I've been hit over the head with like, I sometimes just can't be a learner. Like I just can't be a learner all the time. And I want to be, but I'm not always as good at it as I'd like to be. And something that you can do this summer, if you are finding that you have no capacity, is set up a professional social media. You choose what that means for you. And if you already have one, you can either convert it to be social media. My challenge would be like, what do you want your newsfeed to look like? So if you already have an account right now and you're okay changing it by having educational content in there, then you can keep your social media you currently use. But if you are not looking to do that, then like start a new profile and don't do anything with it, but set a goal to follow educators throughout the summer. So you don't have to be a consumer. You don't need to explore. You don't need to learn, but set yourself up over the summer to say, I'm going to find and follow 10 new educators a week. And then at least when you're walking into the new school year in August, you're going to have a profile that is going to essentially be a resource of ideas for you that you haven't yet explored, but have the opportunity to explore when the capacity does come back as an option. And I think that even being a connected educator is a great goal for people. And it doesn't mean that you have to consume. You can just save it for later. And I think that's like an okay element of being a learner.
For sure. A couple of things coming to mind there is if you're in a specialty educational position, it can be really helpful to counter a sense of isolation or I'm the only one in this particular situation to connect with like-minded educators. Maybe you are an educator of English language learners or multi-language learners. Maybe you're a special education or an interventionist. Maybe you have a niche role in your school or district. There are others that are fulfilling that role as well. So that can really counter that sense of isolation and hopefully bolster the great things that you're doing. And what I want everyone to give themselves permission to do is to give yourself permission not to compare your current practice with the practice of others. Look at every connection as an opportunity to really reinforce the great things that you are doing. I want you to find confidence in both like-minded approaches, but also the confidence that opinions and practices are going to differ. It's not about comparing yourself to others or find why you're not the educator that someone else is. It's about growing a network of support that allows you to be the best educator that you can be at any given moment in time.
Such a good reminder. Brad, I don't know that I'm allowed to publicly say this because I have no idea if it's public, but I'm just going to throw it out there. And if you're listening right now, 37 minutes in, then congratulations. But Cheryl's comment here about how conferences are a great way to soak up learning. I would just like to shout out the fact that Teach Better just agreed, and I don't think we've told anybody on our internal team yet, but Teach Better just agreed to be a part of a conference next summer where we're going to bring the Teach Better community together along with team members and take a cruise to Cozumel. And
what?
Yes. And I don't think we've told anybody about this, but it is, if you have heard of an educational conference cruise next summer, you might want to jump on because the Teach Better team is bringing our community for it. So I don't quite know how many details I'm allowed to share, but yeah, that's happening. That's happening.
This is the news I'm in. This is why I'm here. The Wednesday way. Incredible news. Cozumel cruise education Teach Better team. And look at the reactions in the comments, the response. And Janelle's like, "What?" Janelle, that's why I'm right there with you. What? Wait.
Cruise, I know, Brad. Obviously, I wish I would have told you prior to just announcing this, but
no, this is great. I'm sharing in the surprise and excitement with everyone. This is beautiful.
Yeah, so I feel like I have no idea what details I can share with you all, but yes, we are doing a Teach Better conference event on a cruise ship, bringing our community together. You're welcome to come on your own with your teacher bestie, or honestly, I think I might bring my whole family. And yeah, we're gonna take a 5-day cruise to Cozumel next summer. Hopefully, you all will choose to consider coming. And the hope would be that there's sessions and learning opportunities when we're at sea, so that will give us some opportunities there. My mindset would be like Matt and the kids can be at the pool during some sessions, and then when sessions are over, we can all get together and relax, and then we can also enjoy traveling and seeing a little of the world together as a community, which Brad, better than we all really value the fact that we want to get to know each other as people. So why not take a little vacay together? So
it's huge. It's a huge opportunity to connect personally. So, to build the professional networks. Teach Better is all about those person-to-person connections, and I've had the privilege of living it and learning through it. Whether it's connecting with you live here, Ray, or connecting in person with our Teach Better team and family members, it really is a remarkable opportunity to really get to know some incredible people in the world, and to know that you're part of a larger family, a larger network, trying to get a little bit better and trying to serve kids in the best possible way.
Yeah, so details coming soon on all of that. I'm so sorry if I spilled the beans too early, but take a look next summer. It's like June 29th to July 3rd. Jot that down, and we will get you as many details as possible so you can decide if you want to make a teacher fun trip out of it, like, or if you want to bring your families. And I've literally told you all the information I have, so we will figure it out from there.
Ray, I know we can always count on you to make waves on the Wednesday Wake Up.
I guess so. All right, Brad, we have to get into highlighting and like wrap up the show. So community stuff, and I'm not spilling any more secrets. Good morning, everyone. We are live for the Wednesday Wake Up, wrapping up our show and highlighting a beautiful community member that you all should connect with because she is doing incredible things. Brad, this is an ambassador in our community. This is Kiki Powell, and she is a new ambassador this last season for our program here. The reason I'm pulling up her Facebook is because there are so many posts of incredible things that she is a part of, celebrating, doing. She is such an inspiration. I know this is so silly, but every time I log on, she's coming up on my newsfeed as doing something unreal and incredible. So everything from like winning teacher awards in her district to just like some fun action shots of a book tasting she did with her students the other day. She is so passionate about celebrating people, but also celebrating her students and making everyone feel special and seen. She teaches elementary school, and I am just so proud that she has been as active as she has chosen to be in our Teach Better family, because there are so many things we can learn from one another, and she is definitely somebody trying to help others learn and be better. So Kiki is on all social medias. You don't have to like go necessarily connect with her on Facebook, but I like connecting with her on Facebook. I also follow her on Instagram and Twitter, so wherever is best for you. But shout out to Kiki doing amazing things and inspiring our community with her passion for, bringing new ideas and doing what's best for kids. I love it.
I love that you've taken time to highlight Kiki there, because that, Kiki really exemplifies what ambassadorship is all about. It's sharing the best of what educators' lives can be, and sharing the impact that she's making and that all of us make for the significant kids in our lives. So I love that her focus is on celebrating the learning and celebrating both the individuals that are learning along with her, but also what really speaks to me about Kiki's experience is the power of the communities that we build. Each community that we build, whether it's in a classroom or in on a campus or within a district, all of those communities have irreplaceable moments that if we're not careful, those moments just pass us by in the busyness of our lives. So, I think, Kiki's invitation and encouragement is to just really stop, take a beat, and just recognize the great things that you are a part of, recognize the influence that you have on kids' lives, but also recognize the influence that kids have on ours. Thank you for highlighting Kiki.
Yeah, and I also want to give a little shout out. All of us have had phases in our life where we just dove headfirst into education and did everything over the top. And other years or other months or seasons where it felt like just doing the minimum was as much as we had within us. If nothing else, I think that this is an opportunity to celebrate the educators doing wonderful things for students. And I believe that all educators giving their best are doing great things for students. But, take 4 seconds at the end of this video or later today and direct message Kiki on social media, whatever you're comfortable with, and say, hey, I see you, you're doing incredible work. Let's keep that encouragement going, because so many of us are finding that in difficult seasons, just giving a little is all we have. And I think a community really helps us with that passion. So this is a space where we celebrate educators no matter how they come and what they can do, and we're all in this together. And that also means encouraging one another and celebrating everybody's wins. So if you have a few moments today, I would love to encourage you to reach out to Kiki and celebrate the work she's doing so that we can celebrate the work you're doing too.
It's funny that the power of gratitude is something that's been bubbling up in conversations all through the month of May, Ray. And I bet if all the energy that you have is to reach out really quickly, to send some encouragement or some gratitude or some thanks to someone in your life, I bet you're going to leave feeling restored, and that'll be just a key moment in your day. Just that power of gratitude, that power of I see you, I appreciate you, and I'm glad that we're connected. It'll reap benefits for you as well as for the person receiving it.
I love that challenge. So good. Brad, I know we're going to wrap up the show today. For those of you who wanted us to discuss a different topic, we gave you options A, B, and C when we started the show. I do just want to give you a little heads up that the discussion around picking your battles was inspired from an Instagram reel. So if you're interested in seeing that actually also is from Mel Robbins. So I love that you gave her a shout out earlier. Just like direct message Brad or I. We'll send you the video to really consider picking your battles if that's something that you want support on. Brad and I would love off camera to support you with that. But we will see you hopefully very, very soon on our upcoming Sunday show. And as we wrap up our live streams in May, please just know we are always here for you. So we are excited to continue supporting you in numerous ways this season. Brad, thank you so much for coming live with me.
Ray, as always, the pleasure is mine. I'm always excited to connect with you and our Teach Better family anytime we can. Wednesday Wake Up is really special for me personally. So thanks for including me this morning, and wish you and everyone watching, listening, a fantastic day and an awesome end of the week.
Yes. Happy Wednesday, friends. We'll see you soon.